Okay, we're on the draw. We've got a fine hand. I think I'll keep this one. Okay, well, just like last league, our first round opponent is playing the Mirror. It's cool to see people picking up this deck. I think it's pretty good. We do get to go Aether Spellbomb into Thoughtcast next turn. Yeah, I don't really think I need to play the Memnite here. Doesn't really do anything. So they're gonna make a token this turn. We're going to cast Memnite, play Citadel, and then I think go Nettlecyst into Thought Monitor. Seems like a pretty good term. I'm not sure if this matchup is going to be like amazing or horrible. It's gonna be one of those two things probably. Until their turn 2 couldn't have been technically a polymorph list. Polymorph lists very rarely play basic island, I think. I guess sometimes they do, but I'll say it's at the very least like much more likely for island into crab to be this deck. Thinking about getting modern in the next couple months. How are the mill decks in the format? They're pretty good actually. I think they're underrated. Okay, Shadowspear, and then their construct token is going to be bigger than my germ token. But I can double block, and then they can trade for either the Thought Monitor or the germ. That seems pretty good. Take 7. They trade for the monitor, which I think this makes sense. Oh yeah, it's close because like moving the Nettlecyst onto the Thought Monitor is pretty scary, especially when I have the Aether Spellbomb to answer this construct. So like their Dreadnaught may be out of gas. Both die? Nope. I think you're counting the germ as an artifact, but it's not an artifact. I think I'm gonna Thoughtcast. Maybe, nah, it's probably actually better to go Dreadnought, Nettlecyst, hold up Aether Spellbomb. I kind of like that more. Why the Dreadnought? Do we have we surely have a Dreadnought command at this point, right? Like surely we have a Dreadnought command at this point. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't hold up Spellbomb. I should just use it now. Oh, I thought I clicked attack. I guess not. We missed 2 points of damage. Sure, yeah, surely we have a Dreadnought command at this point. It is version with Tez. So this version was playing Tezzeret, and unfortunately, after play testing, we did find Tezzeret to be actually very powerful in the deck. It made Dreadnought like a permanent 7/11, gives you a lot of card advantage, a strong card. Good with the clue tokens. But I found that like having 4 Tezzerets in the deck made your curve just too high, and like you just want to play. I think you just want to play Thoughtcast instead, and it sucks because it is certainly true that Tezzeret is like a super sweet card, but I do think it's correct to not play it. Alright, so Thoughtcast. Okay, I don't have blue mana for the second Moonsnare, so we're definitely going to go equip here. Could double equip. Double equip uses my mana pretty well, but it also like I think it puts me too vulnerable to a wow, they just take it. I guess they're doing that because they have their own Thought Monitor, but we didn't play the Ornithopter yet. Oh, wait, they have the Shadowspear. I don't think we're dead, though. Yeah, we're not quite dead. Tezzeret's powerful with Dreadnought clues. Could that be its own deck? Well, here's the thing, though. It's like, you would build the deck exactly the same way, but you would just play Tezzeret over Urza if that were its own deck. But Urza is just too good. Urza is just too good. And when you compare it to Tezzeret, it's just like it's just not a contest, unfortunately. You know what I mean? It's like you just really can't justify playing Tezzeret over Urza in this deck. Yeah, Elden Ring stream later today. You know, we're gonna play this league, I think, and then in like 5 hours, 4.5 hours, we'll do the Elden Ring stream. So I do have the Moonsnare Prototype to run some defense. I also might be able to kill them on the crackback. I could just take 11, they go to 28, and then my Nettlecyst is going to make this right now a 24-24, so I have to get 4 more artifacts into play to kill my opponent. But I also get to crew the Dreadnaught pretty freely by tapping the Germ, then equipping. So I get some extra damage there, I think. Okay, pretty easy lead on Thought Monitor. Ornithopter. Okay, I can't go Nettlecyst equip. But that was 2 more artifacts. Oh, I don't need to play that many more. Oh yeah, sorry. The Nettlecyst each grow. They grow with. I get 2 damage for each artifact I play. Sorry, I wasn't counting the first Nettlecyst. So yeah, this is just 28 damage in the air, and it's good enough. Okay, this mirror match is something. What's this better, blue one or colorless? I think the blue one is. We're playing them both back to back here to kind of formulate that opinion a bit more. But at the time of making this comment, I think that it's the I think this is the better variant. Okay, I'm gonna get some water real quick. Okay, mulligan this. Pretty bad hand. It's hard to mull the 5, but I think we're going to. Thoughtseize, level months. How do red decks beat Titan? Magus of the Moon is the best way. Magus over Blood Moon right now because of Beseiju. Are any Neo cards in the colorless version? Mech Hanger is in the colorless version. Always find myself cutting Moonsnare in this deck because blue mana is so awkward. I mean, Moonsnare is really strong. I know that blue mana is a bit awkward, but I think you definitely in this list sacrifice some consistency and always having blue mana when you need it for the power of playing mono blue all untapped mana Darksteel Citadel. And you know, that's always gonna be a trade-off you have to make. Power level versus consistency, always a trade-off you're gonna have to weigh. And it's not always easy to choose, of course. Pretty sure I make a token here. I know that they have the Aether Spellbomb, which my Nettlecyst is like marginally better against, but I'm on a mull to 5. I think I should just make a token, get my own Aether Spellbomb. Springleaf Drum's actually a very good draw. This lets me play my other Saga. I could also attack with the Dreadnaught. I have the option of attacking with Dreadnaught or using my Aether Spellbomb here. I still have that option. I think I'm attacking with the Dreadnaught. Oh, sorry, no, I don't have that option anymore because, sorry, the constructs got shrunk. And they have Dismember. Okay, so never mind. That's back. They only have 1 card in their hand, despite them keeping 1 more card than me. And I've got a ton of gas in the tank. Oh, but they have an Urza, so not great. Oh, I think this was a big mistake to cast. Yeah, they were definitely supposed to hold that to channel. I cannot beat them holding that to channel, I think. Okay, this Thoughtcast doesn't cost us very much. It's pretty easy to make a construct, and then Spellbomb in combat. So let's cast the Thoughtcast. And then I think it's and this I think I'm probably supposed to play Moonsnare, not channel it on my side of the board. I think on my opponent's side it wasn't correct, but here it feels fine. Need that mana. What about crew response? The constructs weren't big enough to crew until the Springleaf Drum resolved. And so there was never a window where the constructs were 6/6 to crew. And so I could have tapped both constructs to crew the Dreadnought, but I was just thinking that I would still want to maybe choose between Aether Spellbomb and crewing. And the Dreadnought, the token was about to be a 6/6, so I didn't think I needed to tap both to crew in that spot, but I would have to play around Dismember. Yes, we get to make a token, maybe block with Dreadnought instead of the token itself. Then block the Germ token, bounce the construct. Pretty close game. Pretty close game. Yeah, because this is a 7/7, so I want to keep my 7/7 around. So we go crew here, block the Germ, bounce the construct. Been an exciting match. Yeah, some mirror matches are really interesting. Some of them are less interesting. This feels like one of the cooler ones. They obviously can move the Nettlecyst over. Notably, we were dead if they just didn't cast the Moonsnare and they left it to channel. But that's it's a kind of easy thing to miss, I guess. I guess I don't actually have anything good to tap to the Moonsnare. I could tap the Dreadnought. I'll just tap this Shadowspear probably. Yeah. Oh no! Fuck! I activated the wrong ability on Shadowspear. So frustrating. MTG David, thank you for 7 months. Appreciate ya. Pact of Negation, your Pithing Needle. That was brutal, dude. Yeah, disaster. So usually you would say that this ability on Shadowspear, this extra ability, permanence, lose hexproof and indestructible, you would say that this is like extra value on the card, right? This is just free value that makes the card better. But here, it actually might lose me the game that line of text is on Shadowspear. It might lose me the game that line of text exists. Where if it's not there, I'm just kind of doing fine. But it is there, and I'm not doing fine. Why do you play Oboro? You can filter Oboro into blue mana sometimes, but it's actually a huge mistake because I've had to answer that question dozens of times. Clear mistake to play Oboro. Oh, maybe I was supposed to block with the Dreadnought, actually. Okay, so tap here. Nettlecyst. We should be equipping the Nettlecyst to the token this turn, but instead, this does at least give us an equip a Shadowspear attack. We've got a lot of good blockers. I know the Heart of Invincibility multi-crew and is good against Monkey, but do you think some number of Witching Well over Evidence would be worth? No, I haven't played much Witching Well in my life. I don't necessarily have a great read on how good that card is, but out of the few matches I've played with Witching Well, the card has not felt particularly powerful. It has definitely not felt like a premier card to me. It really does not feel like something that I'm... wait, if I crew this Dreadnought, I go crew Dreadnought, I still have the crab back to block, and then I'm gaining 11, and they have to block? Right? Yeah, I think I can do that. I guess it's a bit awkward that they can take this hit, then just block the construct, and they don't have to block two things. Yeah, so maybe I just don't crew. I just attack with these two because they only have to block one creature if I make the either attack, and I get more defense this way. Yeah, what you want is better with Tezzeret, but again, it's like I don't think you want that many 4-drops, and why not play 4 Hall of the Storm Giants? I don't know. I mean, you could play Hall, but Hall's kind of awkward with the Urza Saga, where it doesn't enter untap the turn after you Saga, like a fast land does. They could take 7. Yeah, they could exactly. They could take 7 from the Dreadnought and block here, or maybe they. Oh, this was a 10-10. I guess they actually couldn't do that. Well, they didn't have lethal because they could block the Urza, but yeah, making them lose the Urza was definitely the better line. Sorry, I missed. For some reason, I thought they were taking 0 off this construct, but they were taking 1. Wow, that is like the best possible hit. Yikes. Okay, I think we're gonna get him on the backswing. This matchup is definitely tricky, right? Dominaria card have the same problem as Taz, make the curve too high. Yeah, that card's also a 4-mana planeswalker. It's not somehow magically different, right? Okay, this is 16, so I guess I'm chumping with the Dreadnought. Quite the chump block, huh? Or is it better to chump block with the crab? No. Let's soak up 11. Yeah, that is true. That's true. You don't need blue, but blue is not like that bad of a cost for this deck. What is the purpose of Dreadnought? To soak up 11 points. Okay. 1-0. But yeah, Tezzeret is more powerful than Karn in this deck, I think. Tezzeret's got a lot of cool synergies with Hard Evidence and Dreadnought, and it's just generally a good card. But like the problem when we were playing 4 Tezzeret, 4 Urza was like when you had like a good 7, it was nutty, but you would just have so many hands where you had like 2 or even 3 4-mana creatures in your hand or spells in your hand, and you just have to mulligan almost every single time your 7-card hand. But Thoughtcast like really increases your range of keepable hands, and that felt like the biggest problem for the deck. Where am I playing? Do you mean the client? This is Magic the Gathering Online. Is there? Yeah, you could do 3 Thoughtcast and 1 Tezzeret, or probably not 2-2. But like the reality is, I think that 4 Thoughtcast is just the way to go. Got 1 Urza, 1 cast for 2 Tez. Urza is better than Tezzeret though. You know what I mean? Like I do think Tezzeret's good. Urza is absurdly good. You know what I mean? It's just not meant to be, I think. Oh fuck. Yeah. Tezzeret is good. Urza is like straight up like a broken card in this deck, you know? Maybe they'll brick. And this is also like a big part of playing mono blue as opposed to the colorless version, is that we actually have interaction for a matchup like this. Oh, I can also attack, right? A lot easier to attack with a Dreadnought on turn 2 in the colorless list, but attacking with a Dreadnought on turn 2 feels so good. Could maybe beat some of their hits here. Oh, they don't have land number 3. Well, that sure is lucky, huh? We get Springleaf Drum, so we can cast Thoughtcast. I'm pretty sure I'm just supposed to get Shadowspear, right? Yeah. They have the jump block here too, so their glimpse is one less permanent next turn. Okay, so they can glimpse for 4 permanents. If they're playing like the more traditional version of glimpse, it's pretty hard for them to kill me here. But if they're playing like the cool Nicol Bolas Omniscience version, they can get me. I guess we can maybe get a peek. Omnath Locus of Rage. So this is like, oh, it's the Porphyros version. There's so many versions of this deck. Okay, so this should be lethal. I guess I get to cast this Thoughtcast pretty freely. I feel like I see mulligan a lot with this deck. Is it just a case of my sample rate, or is this keep less 7 than normal? I don't know what normal is, I guess, to be honest, but this deck does mulligan a lot, like most synergy-based decks in Modern do. Like I don't feel like this deck mulligans more than like Hammer Time does, or you know, like most like synergy-based decks, as opposed to, you know, a fair strategy. But I do think that it feels, the effect feels more pronounced because this deck does not mulligan particularly well. This is definitely not a deck that I think mulligans that well. I think I'll cut Aether, Spellbomb, Needle, and trim 2 Dreadnaughts. Don't think I want Ashiok. Doesn't do anything, right? Needle doesn't do anything. What's the appeal of this version of Glimpse? I don't know. I think it's worse, to be honest. What's an example of a deck that does mulligan well? Tron is like the best example of a deck that mulligans well. This hand's pretty good if it draws a land. We're on the draw. We've got a Flusterstorm. I think I'm gonna keep. Yeah, Tron is like usually the go-to example for a deck that mulligans well. If only this were Oboro, we could actually like filter into some blue mana this game. I also say like any like fair deck with Wrenn and 6 usually mulligans really well, because like any mulligan that has Wrenn and 6 in a fetch land is immediately an unmulligan. Okay, I think I am gonna play Hard Evidence here, where if my opponent wants to go off with Glimpse next turn without having, only having 3 permanents in play, that's just got to be something that we have to accept. And I'm gonna use my mana here. What's the Oboro line? So I could use Oboro, I could tap it to a clue token for a colorless, bounce Oboro, replay Oboro, and get a second blue mana. And so I could actually have Flusterstorm up here, if this were Oboro and not Otawara. I thought about Sword of the Meek or Embercleave. I mean, Sword of the Meek doesn't make any sense without Thopter Foundry. Embercleave is not good in Modern, where like when you Stoneforge Mystic for Embercleave, like your opponent knows what's going on. Like they saw you tutor for it, they're not going to play into it. And like with the amount of like good efficient removal in the format too, Embercleave is also like just really not it. Does Reanimator mull well? I'd say yes and no. Yes and no. Yeah, like those are definitely examples of synergistic decks that mulligan better than this deck does, where it's like Tron really wants to find its 3 Tron pieces in a payoff, which is just like 4 cards, right? And Reanimator wants to find Unmarked Grave Persist. Fuck. When you compare that to this deck, you really need a density of things going for you for it to be good. Like your big payoffs like Urza, Thought Monitor don't do anything if you don't draw all your cheap cards. I don't get the Oboro line. I think you're overthinking it. Like we tap it for a blue, then we tap Moonsnare for a colorless. We use the colorless mana to activate Oboro's ability, and then we replay the Oboro. We have access to a second blue mana on that turn. Okay, so we do have our Flusterstorm here. Obviously, it feels bad. We never drew the second land. Alright, one glimpse down. We do have another Flusterstorm, and then a blue source is exactly what we wanted to see. We cast another Hard Evidence. And hopefully they just like don't play around second Flusterstorm. A land doesn't let them play around second Flusterstorm, so I do think it would make sense for them to jam if they have another Cascade spell, which they do. Obviously they could easily they usually play 3 glimpses, so we're not out of the frying pan yet. J-Mac for the 7 months, appreciate you. Haven't been keeping up since Neo. You're so crushing. Yeah, the new Anvil deck is that deck is my favorite one so far. Let's see, it costs 4 mana. I'm gonna try to draw a land off the clue token, and what a land it is. All right, we're tapped out though. They've already cast 2 Cascade spells. They still have 7 cards in their hand. They're not, you know, unlikely to have another Cascade spell. Okay, they could go Provisioner into Cascade spell. Bummer. Still good to be on the play for game 3. Alright, let's concede before Magic Online breaks. You guys remember Elementals? Like, I know the deck evolved into 4-color Omnath, but you remember how, like, Elementals was just, like, one of the best decks in the format? And now it's just, like, it sees literally 0 play. I don't like this hand that much. I think I'm going to keep. We have the Oboro. I could maybe finally do the Oboro line. Yeah, people wanted to ban cards from the deck too. I think I'll hold the Ornithopter. Just so if they have like Fury, they can't cut me off Moonsnare mana. That would have been so good to have last turn. Just gonna hold up Flusterstorm / token though. I played against an Oblash deck earlier today, yeah. Tireless Provisioner, huh? I mean, this just has to be a spot for Urza. Springleaf Drum. Blue. Colorless. Blue. Crab, and then boom. Untap the Oboro. You could have done I mean, I could have bounced Oboro and replayed it for nothing last turn, I guess. Combo went off, huh? Do you feel the meta will shift with new cards? Yeah, I think it already has to some degree. When I cast Thoughtcast, because I'm trying to hold up Flusterstorm against my Cascade combo opponent. Alright, I know that they can pay for this, but the price of them paying is 2 less permanents for their Glimpse, which definitely feels worth it to me. Dude, that is a brick. Oh, that's a big brick. Although, obviously they could have another Cascade spell or just Glimpse in their hand. It's a pretty big brick. Okay, they get to spin again. Foundation Breaker, Goblin Dark Dwellers, Chancellor of the Forge. They stacked their triggers wrong though. They should have let the Chancellor resolve before Dark Dwellers. We tested Turtle the Shell. Turtle is not legal in Modern. It's an EDH only card. Yeah, we're pretty dead. We'll let them play it out though. Man, losing on turn 4 against the Cascade deck through a Flusterstorm feels pretty bad. Is there using mana for cascading? Yeah, so they can use the mana after they cascade. Yeah, Elden Ring stream tonight. Yeah, they've been failing to find their Porphyroses, but they have been killing my constructs. But here they get to make, like, I don't know, they have so many permanents, and they do just get to glimpse again. They get to glimpse for like their entire deck this turn. They can't float mana before the glimpse resolves. Oh, sorry, I guess I missed what you're asking. Yeah, they can do that. Wait, what happened? Oh, they're just gonna kill me? That's what happened? Okay. Alright, GG. Why doesn't Violent Outburst give the creatures haste? I mean, Violent Outburst is, like, maybe the best card in Modern. Or it's at least one of the best cards. Definitely don't think it needs to be better. Like Violent Outburst would be one of the best cards in Modern without it giving +1/+0. Sentinel. So I guess we're gonna go Drum, Pay, Crab, Moonsnare. Drum was a really good draw there. Hey, it was Oskan. How's it going? Oh, playing against Hammer. Obviously, Hammer. Saga token triggers. Can I... Yeah, I can go Urza and activate this very nutty draw. I can go Urza and make a token. I feel like this matches that, or this game, this league has done a really good job showing of why it's just like Tezzeret will be good, but boy is Tezzeret it's just not Urza. It's just not Urza. Alright. Move the Sentinel over. Draw a Dreadnought for turn. I think I probably want another token. At the very least, we've got enough mana that this should just probably be fine. And then I think we're grabbing Aether Spellbomb. If I grab Aether Spellbomb, I bounce the Sentinel. These shrink down to 8/8. I play the Dreadnought. They go up to 9/9. Then my opponent can just chump block one of them, and I'm not getting to attack super profitably. Dark Horse, you for the 11 months, appreciate ya. So let me play this. They get to draw their card. I think I need to spin. Okay, so now they're 11/11s. Which means now I can bounce Sentinel. And then no, sorry, still doesn't do anything. I can attack with both though and see if they want to trade. Yeah, I can just. Oh, I still cannot force a double chump. But I can probably survive this turn. If you bounce your Deading Moth, yeah. But I was trying to think if I could force a double chump, and so obviously if I can force a double chump, I'm not Dead Ink Moth unless they have another Paladin, which is not that unlikely to be honest. Maybe correct to bounce the Paladin in response to the Sentinel getting cast, but I think it's probably better, fine not to. Here if they animate Nexus, I should just bounce the Paladin. I think. Although they played the land for turn, so maybe bounce it. Whoa. What? Okay, I should have bounced the Paladin in response. I was just a little stun locked there. House Crab's been really good, I think. Okay, so I'll bounce the Paladin after attackers. Can't they activate Inkmoth the second time we get flying? They can, but I have Spellbomb. Yeah, the Cleaver. What's the Cleaver called? Butcher's Cleaver? So this stops my opponent from moving the hammer over post-combat. Great draw. Just more 0-mana draw 2s. Needle. Doesn't really do anything. I mean, these are all free to play, so I'll just, you know, play them. Name Inkmoth Nexus, I think. Oh no, I should name Colossus Hammer. Duh. Obviously, Hammer here. And then we're gonna spin Urza, I think. Okay, here we go. Got a flying blocker. We got hammer needled. It'd be kind of hard to die here. I did name hammer, right? Yep. Chip, chip, chip. But what will they equip onto? Man, this deck is just the funnest. This deck is just the funnest ever. So they get their Shadowspear now, I guess. They don't have great attacks. Do I have great attacks? I've got okay attacks, but they've got blockers pretty easy. If I find Shadowspear, I'm gonna be doing okay. Nettlecyst kills probably. I will, but the best draw is always another Thought Monitor. Okay, that's a good draw. Shadowspear. I don't actually remember where their Esper Sentinel went. I remember they had one, but this game has become a bit of a blur. Okay, let's sit in with our constructs, our Air Force. Hold up this, and then I can bounce the hammer or the Stoneforge Mystic in combat. They block here. Oh yeah, I think it would trade it with the construct, right? I guess I'm kind of. I should have done this combat actually. Unintentional slow roll. Oh my gosh. Thank you, opponent. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, sorry. Okay. I saw on the screen the Otawara go over the Moonsnare Prototype. It looked like to me that I had accidentally bounced my own Moonsnare, but that's not what happened. I didn't do it correctly. But I was really confused for a second. Is my opinion on reality chip change? It has. I'm high. I think I misevaluated it a little bit. I think it's better in Hammer specifically than I thought. I still don't like it much outside of Hammer. Okay, we're bringing in 2 copies of Dismember. I think I'll trim a Might and a Monitor. Oh, it costs 3 because there's Urza in play. Right. Okay, I was also confused about that. Yeah, that's definitely what it was. Okay, I always love this hand. Turn one, Springleaf Drum, Ornithopter, make a token on turn 2. I like it less when there's an Esper Sentinel over there. Freaking Esper Sentinel. Oh, sorry, what am I doing? I was supposed to cast the Hard Evidence. Get a little flustered. Now if I cast the Hard Evidence this turn, they get a card. I feel like I'm probably... Yeah, sorry. Don't have the mana. Sorry, I thought I had one more. They don't have Double Hammer. What sideboard card do you like in Black-Red Rock against these artifact affinity decks? I mean, in Red-Black Rock, you already have 3 explosives and main deck Kolaghan's Command. I don't think that you need a, like, Shattering Spree or something, but I guess Shattering Spree is your best option. Okay, gonna get the Aether Spellbomb, play Islands, play Memnite, attack for 7. Aether Spellbomb has been pretty clutch. Although I guess we have like a little bit of a weird dance here, right? Like, I mean, if they get Needle for my Spellbomb, that means that they are not getting a hammer off Saga, so I'm not supposed to pop the Spellbomb. And they might get Needle, but again, it's fine. They have Blacksmith skill? Good beads if they do. Supposed to do this in combat so they can't tap it to the drum. Do they have Blacksmith skill? No Blacksmith skill. Yeah, that card has kind of not been that popular lately, but I think Blacksmith skill is very good for whatever that's worth. They do have a Paladin. So they can move that hammer right back on over. 2 cards left in their hand. Another 1-mana equipment would definitely get cast there, but they don't have it. I feel like they should move the hammer over to the Sentinel, maybe not. Maybe their blocks aren't that good if they do that. I think, so we can cast 2 spells here and pay for Sentinel. I think the spells should be Shadowspear, Dreadnaught. Maybe it's better to play the get a crab. Because it grows my constructs, and I get a chump blocker that doesn't shrink the constructs after I chump block. I think that makes sense. So I got 2 cards. Hopefully they just don't have a way to get an equipment. Sentinel is not a way to get an equipment. Sentinel Lurrus in hand, looks like. I mean, yeah, I don't know if I love that attack. They decided they don't love it either. They do put Lurrus in their hand. Will they move the hammer over to Sentinel? They don't. That is still so good for me. I mean, giving them a card here is pretty rough. I think I should, for now at least, just go Dreadnought, Hard Evidence, pay. Kind of close though. It's also true, like I could maybe try to be getting Nettlecyst on Ornithopter, but if I could potentially just kill them in one fell swoop if that's going to be my goal. And letting them draw cards in the meantime is not very... doesn't really help with that goal. So there has Lurrus, 2 mystery cards. They didn't have any equipment in their hand last turn. You have to assume that, or gotta hope they don't have one this turn. They did draw Needle. They're either going to name Shadowspear or Dreadnought. Yeah, naming Shadowspear is awkward here, right? Where they have Shadowspear is a card that they would love to to get here. Yeah, and then like I'm also like not really that able to trample through their blockers, so yeah, I'm not sure that I love that decision by them. It's obviously not wildly unreasonable either. They're due to a Darksteel Citadel. So we draw Pithing Needle. which gives me potentially lethal next turn. I'm going to give them one card with the off of the Sentinel. I don't love it, but with Shadowspear Pithing Needle, it's actually like really hard for us to die here. With no flyers, with Shadowspear Pithing Needle, it's just like very difficult for us to die. Cigar Zade made them no care. Oh, that's true, yeah. So I forgot they had the Cigar Zade in play. Never mind then. Alan Robinson, I think it was 24 months. A long time. Okay, they finally moved the hammer over to Esper Sentinel. That's currently a 11/11 attacking into these 12/12s. I guess I'm gonna. I guess I'll just block with just the Nettlecyst since I'm about to equip it over anyways. I'm even surviving second hammer Shadowspear here, I think. Yeah. So it's like like they would also have played those cards pre-combat, or at least they would have played a hammer pre-combat because of Paladin, potentially drawing into more. Yeah, just not a very good attack. Where's that subscription soundbite from? My friend Jalen has a music composition degree. He's really talented, as you can tell, and he wrote that jingle for us. What is this? 4 mana. It's March of Otherworldly Light on the Nettlecyst. So what happens if I crew the Dreadnaught here? I don't have good attacks. Why'd you cut Deseret? We've talked about this a lot already, but Tezzeret was good in this list for sure, but the curve was just too high, and Tezzeret wasn't better than Urza, unfortunately. Okay, now they've got an attack. I will sacrifice a crab. Oh no, I don't have my instep stops. I meant to draw a card there. Damn it. Well, if I'm going to dismember anything, it's going to be Luris, and I think that it should just be on my main phase so I can cast 2 non-creature spells. Anything else I dismember obviously comes back to life. They've got something. Metallic Rebuke, sure. And then I'm gonna Needle Colossus Hammer, so it has to stay on that construct, so they can't tax me with the Sentinels as hard. I always want to put an extra L there. I don't know why. Okay. 2 cards in their hand. Play Plains for turn. Hopefully that was their draw. Hopefully their other card is a land as well. They don't have a great attack here. They have an okay attack. They decide not to take it, which is fine. Okay, Thoughtcast. I think we would be in much worse shape if they were more proactive earlier about moving the hammers over to their Sentinel. So here we can either crack a clue token or cast Hard Evidence. I think I should cast the Hard Evidence because these Sentinels are just such a pain. And we're really not that far from our constructs being bigger than their constructs. I don't know. I mean, their construct can grow too. Okay, let's start off crack a clue. Alright, now we'll just Dreadnaught. Really want to find an Urza. I don't know. Nettlecyst, Urza. Payoff cards. As soon as they get Stoneforge Mystic, you basically can't attack. Yeah, I know, but I mean, I also have like a lot of sick top decks too. They're certainly flooding out a lot. Clue token. Blue token. There's Nettlecyst, but I'm gonna not give them a card, of course. So I should be. Oh, sorry, I guess tapping Memnite's fine. Shouldn't really matter that much either way. But tapping Memnite or Ornithopter, like theoretically, this could block a flying creature. They don't have any at the moment, but if I'm chump blocking, I'm chump blocking with crab tokens, anyways. What does Dreadnought do in the deck without Tezzeret? It's just a cheap creature that gives you affinity, and sometimes you crew it. Like you know, it's pretty powerful even without it. Okay, we can go for the kill here though. And we can do it without giving them another card. That being said, it's like not that unlikely that they have another piece of interaction. Like it was maybe correct to give them a card to play around Metallic Rebuke, but I also feel like giving them a card in this spot is really dangerous. I guess I'll crack a clue. Oh, what happened? I'll crack the clue main phase. Did I already play my land? I didn't play my land, so if I find Urza Saga here, I can play it. Okay, nope, not a bad one though. They found their own Saga, so that's certainly a ticking time bomb with the Paladin out there. But we finally found the Urza. Finally found the Urza. And I could pay for Metallic Rebuke. They definitely have it. I don't know. Is Metallic Rebuke ever going to do anything this game, opponent? What do you think? What is the benefit of Crab and Affinity? It's pretty good with Moonsnare Prototype and Springleaf Drum, where it both taps to Drum and taps to Moonsnare. Can even do both at the same time. Urza is a freaking wild Magic card. Okay, so my tokens are 17. I guess I'm just gonna spin again. Don't need to attack this turn. Could, I guess. Land for turn. Alright, that's back. They drew a hammer. They do get to Sigardizate it, but they can't move it around after that. Winds of Heath could have been the card in hand. Thought about a Urza deck with Moonsnare and Synthesizer. Whir of Invention and Synthesizer don't play well together because Synthesizer Whir just raises your mana curve too much. That's at least my impression. All right, definitely cast this Urza. Free construct. Oh boy. So my constructs are now 2020s. We really want to find another Nettlecyst, of course, so that I can yeah, I'll let them draw one card, but I'm not going to pay the 10, of course. We want to find a Nettlecyst to try to present lethal with an Ornithopter. Get one more spin. Okay. So I have to block all 3 of my constructs if I attack. It's really not that hard for them to do that, though. And am I dead to, like, Shadowspear on the crackback? I might be dead to Shadowspear on the crackback. There's really, like, just not that much point to attacking, where I just feel like I've got the inevitability. My creatures are so much bigger than theirs at this point, and they don't have any flying. Yeah, Dreadnought just a Mock Sapphire. I've updated Green Eldrazi to Episode you. Was wondering how you changed the mana for it. You just cut a forest for it. You're overthinking it. You're overthinking it. You just cut a forest, I think. They get an Aether Spellbomb. Not sure exactly what that does for them. But here they're gonna get the reality chip. Alright. It's their turn to do all the things. Needle on the Shadowspear. They have Sigardaze to put the Shadowspear on. Just got here. Yeah. This board is definitely a hot mess. This is only game 2. Can't they Spellbomb construct each turn with Luris? Yeah, okay, that's true. That's true. That is what that does, I guess. Maybe we will lose. Is this a fun board to have in paper? I think boards like this are cool to have in paper every once in a while. I think that if gameplay is like this on the reg, that is not a good thing. But yeah, I think it's fine if games occasionally get like this. We have a 35 construct. Yeah, Hercules Recall, let's go. What happened? Oh, they bounce a construct. Bounce a construct. Replay Spellbomb. I still have 2 more constructs though. So I can, if they attack with their construct this turn, I can double block and they can't. Wait, there's a Needle on Hammer and a Needle on Shadowspear. Somehow. And they're gonna be unable to like really get anything going, I think. Yeah, so I'm just triple block here. Which it looks like they realize. How many Nettlecysts do I have left? 2 Nettlecysts left. 20 cards left in the deck. Yeah, I've got another construct with a different art just chilling over here. We kill with a Nettlecyst. We've got Ornithopter. They've got no flying creatures. Yeah, it's maybe lethal. So they decide to use Path Exile, which is probably going to disappoint them when we show them that we've been holding on to another copy of Urza. Nettlecyst does still look to be lethal. Opponent says, oops. Oops, I pathed to Urza. Okay, you can't channel. I'll pick one. You can't channel from the Urza zone, unfortunately. I went to the Urza zone. Okay, so we, I think, are going to be committed to having bricked on Nettlecyst. Well, I guess I can get one. I can get one more spin in, actually. They still have no flying creatures. Is this Summoning Sick? No. Alright, pass back. I guess I should have attacked with the Thought Monitor. It's just too much, man. There's too much going on. I get to make another construct too. It's just too much to keep track of. Without them being able to loop Spellbomb, it is going to be tough for them to beat, you know, 5 25/25s. Like this, yeah, they get to make a like 50 or 60 power creature, but I'm gonna have I'm gonna have 100 power and toughness to block it, and then there's a needle on the the hammers, so they would have to have an answer to that. Yeah, we both have 14 cards left in our deck. It's kind of funny we have the same number. People keep saying it's like an EDH board state, but I don't know. We've got we have all 4 Dreadnoughts over here, just 4 Ornithopters. Just doesn't feel too EDH-y to me. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I also like I have 2 Nettlecysts in the deck that kill them. I don't know if I'm supposed to try to deck them. Yeah, I think they failed to find on Steel Shapers. I mean, they have they have all 4 hammers, Shadowspear, and Reality Chip in play. I think, but they do get to shuffle for the Reality Chip by casting the Steel Shapers. So they, in theory, still have gas in the deck. And they attack with their teeny tiny. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, they can't. Yeah, sorry, they can't even make this a 50 power creature. It's a really, really small 48/48. I'm gonna block with 4 25/25s, and so they win this combat if they have 2 Path to Exiles. They have 2 Path to Exiles. No, they have to have 3 Path to Exiles. Oh no, so these shrink by 2 each, so they'll be 23/23. Yeah, they win the combat if they have 2 paths. They do not have any paths. Maybe. They kill 1 construct. Juka, thank you for 7 months. Appreciate you. This is a board state that requires a sub. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And then they bounce a construct, which kills another one. Okay, sure. 14 cards left in their library, though. I have two Nettlecysts, but I guess we're kind of entering the point where... Oh, that's a great draw. We're starting to enter the point where the Nettlecysts are they're no longer a one-shot kill. 2 Nettlecysts, 2 Thought Monitors. I'm a bit worried that I'm gonna deck myself, but I will be fine. We'll be fine. The Moonsnare will save us, I think. So I might actually crew a Dreadnought this turn. Alright, I'm gonna tap all 4 Springleaf Drums for a blue mana and activate Urza. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for Elden Ring. Are you gonna stream it tonight, Evan, too? I'm gonna stream some of it. Finally back to my variety roots. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely not paying for Sentinel. Can I deck them by not paying for Sentinel? Do I have enough non-creature spells in my deck? I might actually be able to. What a win con. Yeah, I have to cast 6 more spells. Non-creature spells, though. It's 1. Oh, it only triggers once a turn. And that's where Sentinel would be way better. Or way worse if it triggered multiple times a turn, huh? Where are my freaking Nettlecysts? I guess I'm just not going to get them this game. But I can attack with my constructs. I can attack with 2 27/27s, and then I can hold up and my finally attack with a stupid Thought Monitor. And I can hold up double channel on the Moonsnare Prototype. Is this a joke? He is losing. I'm gonna win this game. Don't worry, bucko. This game's in the bag. When do we bounce the Needle Spirit Equip? Because they're at 55 life. Reality, 3 months. Appreciate ya. Moonsnare's a Nambo with the thinning plan. Better cut it. Oh, dude. Moonsnare Prototype means you can't deck yourself. I can just keep moonsnaring Moonsnares. Duh. That's why they're in the deck. Just keep moonsnaring the moonsnares. That's apparently just not a joke either. Should I moonsnare a Shadowspear? The needle on Shadowspear. I don't know. They get their own Shadowspear. I don't think I need to do anything. Okay, and so we've established we can't deck ourselves. We could maybe wreck ourselves, but should be fine. Wait, where did their sentinels go? Oh, they jump block with them so they don't deck themselves. Fair enough. Yeah, I just don't need to do anything besides attack. Don't think I need to get fancy and get rid of the needle. How big is it? 30/30s? Quite something, huh? One of my last two cards is another Nettlecyst too. Alright, they're gonna take 34, they're down to 21. Pretty dead next turn. I've got, you know, double channel up, should be fine. This card Moonsnare to channel. Oh, right. It's not a spell. Okay, well, I mean, it could buy me 2 turns. I still have 2 cards in my library too. That's true. That we only need 1 more card in the library to win anyways. Unsee the Glitch Prime. They brought in 1 meddling mage. That's yeah. If I hit my own moonsnares, that's true. That's an extra turn each time I moonsnare my own moonsnare. Complicated board state, huh? No! Wait, the Invisible Stalker is a one-of? They've cast this last game. Just a one-of spicy Invisible Stalker. I kind of don't hate it. Do not hate it. Yeah, I guess channeling their Thopter wins the game too. Yeah, the game's over. We got it. They do have 8 cards in their hand. So let's see if we draw the Nettlecyst. One of our last 2 cards is Nettlecyst. The other one's, I think, a card draw spell. Oh, whoop, forgot to make a token. That's okay. Happy accident. Yeah, I could mill them out if I go for the Moonsnare line. I might have to do that if my opponent has, like, Path Up. My opponent says, of course you play. Oh, you play 4. I'm so bad. Yeah, of course. This is game 2. You need something for Stalker? No, I've got well, I've got Colossus Hammer needled. But I guess if they can answer the needle, then I would need something. But I think I am just gonna channel their Ornithopter, so they have to deal with both of these, and I also have 5 more lethal attackers. Yeah. I know I can Moonsnare myself and Winter Mill, but we're also you know attacking for lethal here. Maybe they have another Path to Exile, but they need 2 Path to Exiles in their hand, I believe, to survive, and then they need to have an answer to my Needle on Hammer, and I think they actually win if they have all of those things. And then we go to game 3. How big are these? 31, 32, 34s. Thanks. It says I'm up a game. Yeah. This is game 2. This is yeah. If we go to game 3 if they have all those things. Yeah. We're saying if they have path, answer for needle, we go to game 3. They have something. Okay, they have March of Otherworldly Lights. Hitting the Nettlecyst, that's fine. So they have 7 cards in their hand. They probably have something. No. Damage happened. Oh boy. Oh, I forgot to attack with the Thought Monitors. I mean, it just doesn't matter. It's all chaos. I'm gonna keep this. No, we didn't use Moonsnare to keep. We were able to deal lethal. It was close though. I played an entire game of TFT between this match. It's funny. Moonsnare Nettlecyst cuts off anti-mill plan. Yeah, I mean, I can Moonsnare whatever. Like I don't need to Moonsnare the Nettlecyst. So Pioneer, maybe is that what Pioneer is like? Yeah, this deck is really fun. You get to put a lot of giant creatures into play. You get to draw a lot of cards. It's kind of like a common. It's like kind of kind of a Timmy deck, but pretty good one. Mono red affinity with synthesized Ragavan. Yeah, I don't know. Yes, I have. It's kind of like mono red affinity with a lot of different piles. I've been just really every combination of cards, every combination of affinity cards we've been considering and looking at lately. It is not that hard to find a lot of good versions, but pretty tough to find the best version, I feel. Yeah, I was secretly a Timmy all along. Well, I mean, I was aspiring to be a Spike, right? And that means I was, just a lonely old Timmy. I'm probably just getting Shadowspear, right? I mean, Tezzeret's good in this list, but boy, does it not do this. Boy, does it not do this. Nothing does this. Then I get the memo that's Artifact Deck Day. It's kind of Artifact Deck Month, right? With Neon Dynasty. It's all we've been doing is playing Artifact decks. Dead to Land Ravager Ballista. I mean, I've got Aether Spellbomb up. Greyhound Dog, 4 months. Appreciate you. My Kataki's been with me. Yeah, Kataki's a pretty good card right now. The Caller. Play around Ozlith? I don't know what you're saying. Like, wait, what? I don't know what plays around Ozlith here, but I've got the Aether Spellbomb up here. We should be fine. Like, they don't have a way to get a ton of counters on the Ballista here without a sack outlet now. The giant construct with the Shadowspear is obviously going to be a big issue for them. Isn't there a Spellbomb that gives a creature flying? Like the other blue Spellbomb gives a creature flying, right? Instead of bouncing a creature. Am I misremembering that? I might be. But if that is what that card does, then it's kind of funny that it's better than the Aether Spellbomb here, right? It's called Flight Spellbomb. That's kind of made up, but I believe you. There's one thing I've learned, it's that Twitch chat would never lie to me. Yeah, we should have lethal here, right? Because they have to, like, they block with the Hangerback Walker, but then I just bounce if they only block there. So I guess they have to double block. And then I just don't use the Aether Spellbomb. Probably should have attacked with the... No, sorry, I need this for blue mana. He flying, you still get to draw. Yeah, it's like there's this cycle of spell bombs that you can colorless sack to draw, and or blue to do an effect, and then there's like the Nile spellbomb cycle where you can tap to get the effect, and if you have the mana available to pay, you draw the card. How reasonable would it be to play a Fraction Gust sideboard blue white control? I mean, I would probably recommend Stony Silence instead of the, you know, it's just like the Fracturing Gust looks nuts every time you play it, but it's also like Fracturing Gust is awkward because it's 5 mana. It's a 5 mana hate piece, and I think that shying away from 5 mana hate pieces is usually something I would advise. Like you want like Stony Silence being 2 mana or Kataki being 2 mana just means you're gonna win more games, I think. Yeah, Urza's pretty busted. Stony isn't that good against Urza. Yeah, but it's good against like literally the rest of the freaking deck, man. Stony Silence is incredibly good against this deck. I don't know what you want. And Stony Silence makes it really hard to cast Urza, and with your 8 drums and your Darksteel Citadels. Yeah, Gust is pretty good in elves, I agree. Okay, I think I'll bring in the 2 copies of Dismember and probably trimming 2 Memnites. I think Flusterstorm is the best sideboard counterspell for this deck. Like helping against the Cascade decks and Belchers has been pretty good. I think it's better than Spell Pierce in that role. I think this deck has legs. We've been playing a lot of it. It's been powerful. It's still, you know, it's still an artifact deck, so it's vulnerable to some degree of inconsistencies, and it's vulnerable to I think I'll keep this hand. Vulnerable to some inconsistencies, it's vulnerable to artifact hate, but it's very powerful, like you can see. Is it optimal? I mean, I've spent a lot of time the last few weeks hammering out the list. I really think this is the way to build it. How do you deal with hate Stony Silence? I mean, you just lose most of the time. Like, here's the thing. I know we're talking about how good Stony Silence is. I haven't seen a Stony Silence cast in Modern, and I can't even tell you the last time I've seen a Stony Silence cast. So I'm just not preparing for it. I have not seen the card cast since Neon Dynasty has started. I was playing it myself in Esper Reanimator, which is like not a very common deck. But you know, I had it on that list, but it is a really uncommon card. If you were gonna play 100 matches of this deck, I would maybe expect to see 1 copy of Stony Silence in the Modern metagame right now. And with that being the case, I really do genuinely believe that the best plan is to just lose to Stony Silence. You know what I mean? Sadly, we can't cast the Thought Monitor here. I'm trying to think if I should cast the Moonsnare. I probably shouldn't. I guess I didn't need to main phase that. Yeah. Sometimes you just like Nettlecyst and Urza Saga and kill them, right? Like I know that Stony Silence is not literally 2 mana to win the game, but and like yeah, you can and like you can also like maybe Moonsnare. I don't know. It's hard to get the 5 mana with Stony Silence in play, but yeah, like I think that the current plan of just losing to Stony Silence is a totally fine plan. It's a plan I recommend. You get 3-1 split with Urza and Tez. Watch deck down too much. I mean, if you're doing that like for budget reasons, that's fine. But the reality is that like Urza is a lot better than Tezzeret. Yeah. They did Needle Saga, which makes sense. But next turn, I get to go grab an Ornithopter with my Urza Saga, cast an Urza, cast a lot of stuff. Can't block there. I need the token in play to tap to drum. Couldn't you cast Prototype into Monitor? No, Prototype only taps for colorless mana. If it tapped for blue, dude, this deck would be like so much better. All right, another Needled Saga. just blue players trying to be good against literally everything, win literally every matchup. I'm trying to think if I want to hold this to channel. I think that's probably fine. I don't think I need to play it yet. Yeah, let's go and cast the Nettlecyst too. How's red black? We actually I feel bad. We'll play red black tomorrow. But we played 2 matches of red black, and then I just really felt like playing the freaking mirror box deck. I just really wanted to have some fun and play the mirror box deck, and we're dead to bliss. So yeah, I know. I mean, I think there's playing around it didn't make any sense though. I think I had to cast the Urza here. I really want to play the mirror box deck. We lost 6 games in a row, and it was maybe the worst deck I've ever played, but we had some fun. We had next to no fun, and we'll play some more tomorrow. We're also not dead to just Ballista though, right? We're dead to Ravager Ballista. Yeah, it's no longer in the system. Unless, did they reveal Ravager to this? They did. Okay, they need a land though. I forgot that they revealed that. Yeah, we would have won a game if we had Zergo over Asmo, which is kind of funny. Because we could have dashed for the win. Alright, okay, they exiled the Germ token and not the Construct, which makes 0 sense. Would Moonsnare, the tap for blue, be too OP? I mean, probably. I think the Moonsnare is a really well-designed card, to be honest. Card that was like had a lot of thought put into it. So I can just needle the Ballista. I can also get a Shadowspear and try to present lethal. I don't think I can present lethal. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna needle the Ballista. Then hold up. I think. Oh, sorry. Equip the Nettlecyst, and then hold up at least 1 channel. Let's see. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So is it probably not better to cast the other one? Gonna not attack with the Thought Monitor though. Yeah, maybe this could tap for blue if it didn't have the channel ability, but the channel ability is really good. Really relevant. So they're taking 12 in the air, so they have to block both tokens here. Yeah, blocking Ballista makes a lot of sense because they have it needled. Urza's better than Taz, but how is Karn? I mean, it's worse than Taz. Everything is worse than Urza. You know what I mean? It's like, Tezzeret's probably better than Karn, but like, I think you only want 4 4-mana creatures, then the Thought Monitor, the Thoughtcasts. Unfortunately, right? Like, it's the reality is that Urza is just like so much better than all of the other like good top end payoffs. Yeah, it wasn't that Tezzeret wasn't convincing. Tezzeret like actually felt incredibly good in this deck, to be honest. But what the problem was, you would just have so many 7-card hands when you had 8 4-drops that had 2 4-mana spells in them, and you could basically never keep a hand that had 2 4-mana spells in it. And this deck does not mulligan very well, and this deck also like needs to, this deck does not want to mulligan that aggressively. It doesn't mulligan that well, so we cut the Tezzerets for Thoughtcast, and Thoughtcast like greatly increases your range of keepable hands. Like a Thoughtcast in your opening hand usually makes it like very keepable. So I'm gonna keep this in. Hopefully, let's just try to finish this match quickly then, because I need to eat, and I really slept badly last night because the world was falling apart last night, and I need to like check and see if the world is still falling apart now. So I'll just pop in real quick. Is the world still falling apart? Yeah, okay, we'll play some Elden Ring. I mean, yeah, I think either way we're playing Elden Ring, because we're all powerless and weak. Don't check, it is? Yeah, yeah. I don't know, I need to check, I feel obligated to check. But you guys at least, you know, thanks for letting me know that it's still falling apart. Yeah, I also saw the anti-translate. Like, it's not only Ukraine, but also like my home state is going through some issues. It's just like every month, like Abbott decides to embarrass us really badly. Abbott is just a cartoon supervillain. He's just a cartoon supervillain. Where yesterday there was an article that came out about him that during the really bad winter freeze last year, he instructed the power grid to charge max prices for power during the crisis. Like he straight up, like that was under his direction. And so in order to like try to distract from that headline, he passes this anti-trans legislation that is like way out, that should be, in my opinion, way out of the scope of his office to implement policy like that. And it's like if I could just rally up all the hateful people in Texas, they will maybe forget about the fact that I sold them out for money during a horrible crisis last year. He's just a cartoon supervillain, but real, so he's not like you know. He's a cartoon supervillain without any of the charm. Can we just play MTG and leave politics out? It's my fucking stream, so I'll talk about what I want to. It's my state, and it affects me a lot. It's also like is this really politics? Our governor freaking sold us out during a horrible energy crisis, and is like passing this like really like this legislation that is really out of the scope of his office, in my opinion. Not that I really, you know, necessarily am the person to decide that. But is it really just politics to dunk on Greg Abbott? Even Republicans that I know don't like freaking Greg Abbott. That man is just a freaking clown. You know what I meant? You know what I mean? This came over from the last Versus live. Yeah, I meant to raid them, but then my stream ended up going a little longer. I'm really looking forward to see what Ross and Corey end up doing. Yeah, but that is true. Like, can we not talk about politics also just means I disagree. Can you please shut up and just play the game, streamer? You know, I know that's what that means. But it's my stream. I'll talk about what I want to. You know, you don't have to agree with everything I say, but, you know, you can maybe listen to what I say and see if what I'm saying makes any sense. And if not, you can make a really mean comment in chat that's really, like, overly personal. And then we can both move on with our day. Opponent's playing mono black control? I don't know what's going on. Erebos' intervention's weird. Could I take Greg Abbott in a fight? Yeah. I think so. Was this not lethal? Okay, I'm like, I hit them with 2 Nettlecyst creatures. I'm like, whoa, they survived that? Okay, but thankfully my opponent seems like they are going to grant my wish of a fast match. Yeah, you do have to agree about Abbott being a clown. I know, dude. Alright, gonna look in the sand. Okay, my opponent kept 7. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm very hungry. I don't want to play on a mold of 4. Well, and just like have a 10-minute match where I'm gonna lose anyways against the mono black deck. We're just gonna go to game 3, okay? We're just gonna go to game 3 so I can finish the league and eat lunch and then go play Elden Ring in like 2.5 hours. Okay, and then this is a great hand. We're gonna keep. I wouldn't usually do that, but like I need to eat. I need to play Elden Ring. Got a lot to do tonight, huh? Yeah. We're on a mold of 4 against the mono black Thoughtseize deck. We'll just take the fast L. And then we've got a great hand here for game 3. A strategic mulligan. Yeah, when I'm hungry at the end of the stream, my brain's all cloudy and foggy. I can't see straight. Yeah, that may be a good time to doubt. All right, this has been Profane Tutor. Yeah, people have been playing some wild mono blacklist lately. Okay, so we'll make another token. We'll get a Springleaf Drum. We'll cast a Thought Monitor. We'll hopefully draw a blue source. Nope. Okay, opponent, you got 2 lands in play. I got a little bit of power. Good luck. Am I afraid of how close you are to becoming a mod? Yes, very afraid. Maybe don't redeem it now. Redeem it during the Elden Ring stream, though, so I can go eat. Okay, 4-1. This deck is cracked. I think that... I don't know. I said this earlier. It's really easy to run hot with an affinity deck and think that it's the best version. Like, this is something I've really learned, is that these affinity decks are really hard to figure out what the best version is, because if you're just running hot with one, you think it's the best variant. But I think after playing probably like 10 plus leagues with both versions, colorless and mono blue, and a lot of versions of the mono blue deck, this has felt like the best so far. Okay, I'm gonna go eat, and then in like, let's shoot for.